What's up, guys? Welcome back to JodabeniTV. It is another amazing day to get after it, and we're going to be better today than we were yesterday. For today's video, I'm pretty much going to be showing you guys how can you find an agent. So if you're watching this video, maybe you're ready to make the transition from an amateur player to a professional player, or you may be in a different country where it's really hard to find certain teams, where you need to find an agent that can help you be shown to other teams in other countries maybe, because agents usually have more contacts. So now the hardest part is, yes, you know, the availability of agents are there, but how can you get in contact with them? That's the hardest part. And today I'm pretty much going to be showing you guys my methods and a way that I hope will help you in the future. So the first things first is, before you can go out and reach out to other agents, especially if they can't see you play, they need to have a way they can see you play so that they can trust you and put their name out for you. That's an important part a lot of people, forget. I get a lot of messages, a lot of people DMing me on my Instagram asking, hey, I need to find an agent, or they'll leave it in the comment section down below. And the first thing I'd ask them is, do you have a highlight video? And a lot of them will say they don't have any, or everybody makes excuses of why they don't have highlight video. But they have to understand that the first thing you need to have is at least a highlight video and a CV. This way, whenever you actually get the chance to meet up with an agent or even talk to him online, the first thing is gonna ask, are you good enough? Are you good enough for him to represent you so that you can get signed by somewhere and he can get his cut? Primary thing before you start finding an agent is make sure you have a good highlight video where if you showed it to the agent, he can be like, okay, that guy, I think I can put my faith in him. Versus you just going up, emailing a random agent, telling him, I'm so cold, I scored 15,000 goals in one semester. He doesn't care, he wants to see you play. And sometimes if your CV is good enough, let's say your CV says you played on the national team, if you don't have a highlight video, if you could show some other type of proof, or maybe some proof on the national team website showing you were part of it, maybe that could work. But for everybody else who don't have a strong CV, you're gonna need some highlight video so that an agent can see that, yes, this player is an actual good player. So once you have your highlight completed, you have finished your CV. And if you don't know how to make a CV, it's also your resume. I've already made a video for this. I'm gonna link it down in the description down below so that you can go ahead and take a look at it if you don't know how to make a CV. And I also have another video showing you guys how to make your highlight video and being able to point yourself out. I'm gonna link that one also in the description down below. Since you're already here, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you enjoyed the video, and share it with somebody who might benefit from learning how to find an agent themselves. The next thing, after you have completed your highlight video and your CV and you're ready to go forward, the most important thing you gotta remember is you have to do your research thoroughly whenever you're looking for these agents. The easiest way, or the most trustworthy way I'd recommend you to find an agent, is if you have teammates or coaches that have contacts with agents. Those are a good way to start, because those close friends of yours have already trust with these agents. So it's not somebody who's a stranger, and through your teammates, they could actually help you get in contact with agents because they can vouch for you. They can be like, hey, my friend blah 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 is good, he's looking for an agent, by all means check him out, I'll send him his highlight video. And you may be in because that agent trusts that player, and now because of your teammate, that agent's gonna trust you and maybe help you get a contract yourself. That's why it's important whenever you're trying to go to the next level or you're trying to find an agent, you want to be sure you're playing on the highest level teams as possible, because these are where you're gonna find players who have more incentive to go after agents. And you may be surprised, there may be somebody on your team who already has an agent. And you have to remember, if you're trying to play in the college level in the United States of America, you're not allowed to sign with any agent. So if you sign with any agent, for a professional agent, you will become automatically null and void with playing the NCAA, and you can't play college while attending school in the United States. So if you want to play in the NCAA, you have to make sure you don't sign any physical contracts with any agents, because that will get you in a lot of trouble. But for those who are just trying to go straight to the professional world, this won't be a big problem. Go ahead, and whenever you're set with the agent, you can sign it. So even if you have teammates or coaches who will recommend agents or agencies to you, be sure you go back and, yes, you take their word, but do your own research on those companies or persons, because you don't know who may be a liar, who may be fake, who may have results. So a lot of times you can always ask agents, is there other players you have signed? Or just look at their database of how many people they actually helped. Some agencies will be like, we're gonna help you, but you'll look at them and maybe they haven't signed anybody at all and you're just taking your word for it. And through all the professional players that I've met and asked them about agents, a lot of them tell me one thing in common: don't pay the agents before anything. And they always tell me that, agents get their cut whenever you get signed. So there's no reason for me to pay money for somebody to give me a contract, because that's not guaranteed. So that's the advice I've stuck to. I don't see myself in the future paying any agent $1,000, $500 for a contract that I haven't gotten. That's just me, and from my professional friends that have given me advice, I'm gonna stick with it, because it kind of makes sense, because they get paid whenever I sign. But if they're already getting paid before I sign, they might not put in the same amount of work as they're supposed to, because they're supposed to get paid once I get signed and they're supposed to vouch for me. But if they're already getting paid, maybe the incentive might be a little different, because hey, they already got their money. So let's say you have no friends who have agents, your coach knows no one, and you're sitting there like a sitting duck. You have your highlight, your CV, but you can't find any agents. So another way a lot of people overlook is the easiest way to find agents, in my opinion, is go look at pro team rosters. And if you go check out some of these players' Instagrams, in their bio, a lot of them will link any agencies they're connected with. And if you see a player linking an agency in their bio, by all means, it doesn't hurt to go check it out. So when you go to a lot of these pro players' Instagrams, not every single one of them has their agencies in their bio, but every now and then you're gonna find a professional player who has an agency in their bio on their Instagrams or even on Twitter. So if there's a certain team you want to be a part of, maybe go ahead and check out their roster and look at their bios whenever you find their Instagrams, and see if any of them are linked with any agencies. And if you see some players with some agencies, write them down and later on go on Google, research them. It was pretty easy to find the agency's website and contact information. And as I stated in the beginning, that's why I wanted to make sure you already have your highlight and CV. So when it's time to message these agencies, you already have your highlight video and your CV, so you can attach it and send it to them. And if they like it, they're gonna wanna represent you, and who knows, you may be able to sign a contract somewhere with them. So to summarize everything, the first thing you gotta make sure you have is your highlight video and your CV. This way agents and agencies can see if you're good enough. 2, what you wanna do is find teammates that already have connections with agents. And if you have 0 teammates or 0 contact, see if you can keep moving up on different teams. I promise you, the higher level of your team, the higher your chances of having somebody on your team that's connected with agencies, or even having agents come to your matches because your team is good. After that, even if you can't find anybody on your team, there's still another way you can find agencies. Before you go to Google, you can also go to certain professional teams and look at their roster. If you can, go ahead and try to find each player's Instagram. I promise you there's at least 1 or 2 people on that team that will list their agency in their Instagram bio. And by that, you can take those agencies, especially if you want to play in a certain spot, and if they use that agency to get on that team, there's a high chance they have a good connection with that club. So email that agency with your highlight video and your CV, and maybe they can work with you and maybe get you on that same team or another team of the same caliber. And if all fails, you could always go to Google and type in, professional soccer agencies in whatever area you may be, and go forward from there. And there's also agencies that help with players who aren't trying to go professional, but actually trying to go play NCAA Division 1. So the method is also the same. Some agencies do sign professional players and college players. Just be sure whichever contract you sign isn't with professional agents that's gonna get you, uneligible for NCAA if you are trying to play college. But for everybody else, I hope these tips help you, sign your professional contract. And I get this question a lot on my Instagram, so I put it together quickly so that you guys can see it. And if you have an excuse on why you don't have a highlight video, no one wants to hear it, the agents don't want to hear it, they want to see results. So by all means, find a camera, find somebody to record, and make it happen. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. JodabeniTV is out.